Hello and welcome to another episode of Battle Ready. And today, last week we talked about Pariah Nexus.
Nexus of Pariah.
And we weren't super hot on it.
It
We sort of complained about it a little bit. And I'm not a big fan of complaining. I don't like complaining. So I thought today we'd follow that up with another review of the Warhammer Plus show.
Yeah.
This time, Blacktalon.
Woo!
And I liked it.
I did too.
All right. So this one, much more positive review. 6 episodes long, which I think was good because it allowed the story to be fleshed out.
Yes.
Right? There is a story going on in this one as opposed to other things we may have reviewed recently. And so, Drake, what is there to like about Blacktalon?
Has Blacktalon in it.
Okay, it's Stormcast focused with the Blacktalon. So Neve Blacktalon's their leader. Then there's an older guy. There's a big beefy boy.
Yeah.
There's a girl with a crossbow. And then they have a Ideneth person helping them. A tidecaster, something like that.
Something watery.
But that's 5 total. And they get into different things. And the crux of it is, at the beginning, Neve is trying to figure out, she's been reforged too many times and she can't remember who she was. And she's trying to piece it together because she thinks that if she can remember who she was, things will happen. She'll feel complete, or she'll gain more knowledge. It's not super clear why she's so interested in getting that knowledge, but it is sort of an obsession for her. What else did you like about it?
It was the first series that focused on AOS.
Yeah, that was also pretty cool. So far, all of the series, all the multi-episode series, have been 40K related, whether that's something like, Angels of Death, which focused on the Space Marines, or Interrogator, which focused on sort of a hive world. This is the first multi-episode animation that involved Age of Sigmar.
Woo!
There's been, I can think of at least, there's one Hammer and Bolter. There's only been one Hammer and Bolter?
No, 2. Because there was Double or Nothing and
Right.
Monsters.
What was Monsters?
The one Chaos guy. It was like a Dark Oath chief.
Oh, that's right. So anyway, this has been the first series, and that was great to see because as much as we like some of the 40K animations, it's cooler to see the ones that we're interested in, right? We like Age of Sigmar. That's what we want to see. So that was pretty cool. One of the things I really liked about it was the plot line of it. It only takes place over 6 episodes, so it's not hugely in depth. It's not like a Game of Thrones with multiple seasons or something like that. But over those 6 episodes, you do get a story that's sort of fun. There's a little bit of a twist at it. I saw the twist coming. I don't think it's that surprising.
I didn't see the twist.
But you do get to see a lot of interesting things between both the Stormcast and some of their adversaries that they fight, or sort of frenemies. We've got some frenemies. In the Daughters of Cain. So that was all pretty cool. What else did you like?
I liked that there were 3 different Grand Alliances represented.
3.
Yes.
So you had Order, obviously. You had Chaos with Nurgle.
Death. The vampire girl that the old dude hated.
Oh, that's true. There's the episode with the vampire girl.
Which was cool.
This was cool. And that was another thing that was sort of neat about it, is each, with the exception of maybe the 5th episode, which tries to wrap in a lot of the sort of the meta storyline that's going on, each individual episode has its own little mini arc. So other than episode 5, which is sort of the culmination of the major arc, each episode has its own little piece that's happening while gently, subtly advancing the major plot. So it was pretty fun. Every episode, there were no boring episodes, right? There's no, in Breaking Bad with the fly episode, which was awful. There was no episode where they're just sort of talking and doing nothing. Every episode was pretty action-packed. Every episode had a challenge. Every episode saw them, coming up against great difficulty. And all that, meanwhile, layered on top was the overarching narrative. I thought the fight scenes were all pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not unusual. A lot of the Warhammer animations, they just have really good, really fun fight scenes, and that's certainly true.
Out of all AOS animations, has second best fight scenes.
What's the first one?
Double or Nothing.
You think that one's the best?
Oh yeah.
Well, one of the things I liked about this one is you got to see a lot of different kinds of fighting.
Yes.
So Neve was like, I'm just going to throw myself at people, right? Sort of berserker style.
With my axes.
The old guy was a little more measured. The hammer guy liked to hit people. There was the sniper girl with her crossbow. So it was just like you got to see how they worked together, right? So it wasn't sometimes it's like, oh, we're fighting Space Marines, so they all fight like this. Oh, we're fighting Daughters of Cain, so they all fight like this. And it was cool to see a variety of tactics being used and to see the Blacktalons as tacticians. So it made sense about why maybe this small unit of guys was successful in these little incursions rather than just putting them in a big army where they're one among many. What else did you like?
One thing it's not really a like, but what I realized is it's sort of almost like an epic.
How so?
Where it sort of starts in the middle of things, where it's like Neve is on this mission to kill this guy at the beginning of the first episode. Then it goes through all these adventures, and she has problems, and she does that. And then she has to go save her friends at the end, and then wait, is this spoiler?
Yeah, don't spoil anything. So
and then she has to do things.
It does have a good structure.
Yes,
a good structure. What about bad? Is anything bad in Blacktalon?
No orcs.
No orcs. Okay, lack of orcs. Obviously, everything would be better with orcs. Anything you didn't like about the show?
The only one was the one with the Daughters of Cain.
Why is that?
The Daughters of Cain didn't feel like they were just like murder things.
Well, that's sort of how they are, because it was all witch elves, right? But I actually really liked that episode because it showed that even though the Daughters of Cain are in order and at least in name are allied with the Stormcast, they were pretty evil.
Yeah,
they were pretty evil.
Really showing that Stormcast are the only good guys.
Yeah, that was sort of cool to see that. You know, the fight against chaos is such that the Stormcast are willing to take their allies basically wherever. If you're going to fight chaos,
you're with us.
You're with us, and we'll figure out the whole murdering thing later. But for now, we're together. I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Anything I disliked? I would have liked it to be a little longer.
Yeah.
I think the twist at the end was
minimal.
Well, like I said, I saw it coming. It was still cool, but I saw it coming.
I didn't.
What else? Anything else negative? I don't think so. I mean, overall, I was pretty hot on it. I really liked it. I look forward to it each week when we got to see a new episode. Normally, when I watch TV, I like to wait for the whole series to be out and then sort of binge it over the course of a few days. But with Blacktalon, we were excited every week to watch it. So we were watching it week to week, or week to every other week, since it came out every 2 weeks. But yeah, I think if you are interested in those animations at all, and especially one with an Age of Sigmar focus, this is a fantastic one to get into. Now, does it justify the cost of Warhammer Plus? Probably not by itself. Right?
If you combine it with like Angels of Death and maybe Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, if you combine it with other animations and various access to the app and the Warhammer Vault, I mean, you have to decide what is worth it for you and if you're getting enough out of it to warrant the cost, for sure. I think if this is the first thing you've heard and you're like, oh, this is something I might like, but all the rest of it is dumb, I don't know that this is going to justify it. But it might justify buying it for a month, because a month is only like $7, I think, something like that. And then you get it for a month and you watch Blacktalon. It's all out there. It's all on there now. You don't have to wait week to week. You can just binge it. 6 episodes, so it's like 2 hours of content. And I think for $6 or $7, it's probably worth it if you're an Age of Sigmar fan and you want to see that in animations. And then plus, you buy it for 1 month, you can rip through a bunch of Hammer and Bolters. You can check out the other stuff. I think it's at this point, getting a month of Warhammer Plus is probably worth it for almost anybody. Whether you want to subscribe long term, that's a different story. That's an individual call. But if you are interested in animations, there's enough of a library now for buying it for 1 month. You'll be able to get through most of it and have a blast with it. Back to Blacktalon though. Super fun.
Yep.
Really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Hoping for more. They haven't announced, at least as of this recording, they haven't announced any other Age of Sigmar animations.
No.
So, I don't know. It took us like 2.5 years almost to, well, maybe not quite that, more like 2 years
to get an animation.
To get an AOS and a series. And so maybe we have to wait 2 more years. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll see some more of those guys.
I want to see an AOS one that went around as long as Angels of Death.
Yeah, Angels of Death was the longest for sure.
Angels of Death was so good though.
Was good. All right, well, if you have watched Blacktalon, or if you have Warhammer Plus and have watched all of them, let us know what you think in the comments. We really, really liked Blacktalon. I think that was also part of why Pariah Nexus seemed not to be so good, because it came right after Blacktalon, and it was just, the comparison wasn't great. Great. But Blacktalon itself, very good. Let us know what you think. This has been another episode of Battle Ready. Thanks so much for watching.